Not yet. Now we're live. Hey
Hey,
guys. Hey, we got Gina and then Danny.
what's up, people?
You were just telling me your AC's out in your car.
Yeah, I'm not a happy camper this morning. My AC is not working, so I took it to the place to get it recharged, and one of my hoses are broke, so that's going to be pretty costly, which is just annoying. But whatever. It's one of those things you like have to put money into. I can't drive with no AC right now.
Just put all the windows down.
Well, it really sucks leaving the gym because we don't train with AC. You guys don't either, but like, I
Mm.
just want to get in the car and like blast the AC, and I can't.
See, we don't really turn on the air conditioner in our house even. Like you can probably see, like we keep the door open, all the windows open.
Yeah.
Um, we don't really use we don't use the AC at the gym, and I think we're just like acclimated to it. So we don't use it at home really that much either, unless it when it gets like those days where it's like 90
Sticky.
something degree and you just can't stand it, we may. But even then, we
Yeah.
keep our air conditioner like on 80. So
You guys are crazy.
I mean, Scott has to sleep with like 3 fans on at night, but I'm comfortable. Um, so you're back to training. Are you guys training regularly at like normal at Vision?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I didn't know if there were.
there's not really any restrictions. I mean, I think there is a cap on how many people can be in the building,
Hmm.
but we don't. I don't. Our building is huge. I don't know. Have you been to Vision before?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's huge. So like the capacity in there would be outrageous. Like I don't know what it is, but it's a huge warehouse. So I don't think we ever come close to going over capacity anyways. So
Yeah.
we're training as normal, doing jiu-jitsu as normal. Everything's going pretty normal here.
I mean, there are people in Kentucky who are training normal, but technically we're not supposed to until June 29th.
So what
Um,
are you allowed to be doing now?
Nothing. Um, so in Kentucky, I mean, if we're gonna talk technical, there is no guideline for like really martial arts other than like for children. We've kind of been left out of everything, unless you
Mm-hmm.
want to play the semantics of, well, I'm a fitness facility. Like you can kind of play that game.
And operate
Um,
under that.
yeah. So under those guidelines, it's like 33% of your capacity, no contact. Group fitness classes have to be like 10 feet apart. All sport floors have to be closed. Like it's very strict and rigid. Under youth sport and athletic activity guidelines, we can open. Kids have to have like only 10 kids per adult, and there's no contact, and it specifically specifies wrestling and karate. So if you kind of take that, like, and then on June 29th, you're supposed to be allowed to have like minimal contact.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, it is what it is. Like, we're gonna do like 2 weeks of like just kind of back to drilling, like solo drilling. Um,
You're
and
not gonna have
then,
people work with each other.
well, the people who are already working together, like rolling and stuff, are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, those people are already doing that anyways. Like, I've already got my training partners that I'm getting together with and rolling with anyways. It's just for our regular members because, like, you can't, like I've said before, like, you can't really sign away negligence. Like, you can have people fill out a waiver for like they assumption of risk,
Yeah.
but you can't have somebody sign away negligence. So like we just kind of feel like if we don't kind of operate within like the suggested guidelines for those 2 weeks, if somebody were to get sick, like that becomes then a gray area of, are you responsible? Was there an assumption of risk, or were you negligent?
Yeah.
So we just feel like at the end of June, give everybody some time to get comfortable, and then in July basically at the end of June, you're going to start back to drilling and contact, and the people who are rolling and sparring and stuff like that, like they're doing that anyways, like whether it's at somebody's
Yeah.
house or whatever, like, so that really, to me, like the people who want to do it are going to find a way.
Yeah.
So we don't see really a point in opening our business up like that for that kind of scrutiny, like when it's not really going to make a difference. The people that are going to roll are going to roll. The people that are going to just train are going to train. So why mix it up? But anyways, I'd actually signed up for a tournament. I was signed up for June 26th.
In Gatlinburg?
Yes, I signed up for that. I signed up Chris, and I signed myself up. There was like one other bluebell male, like 145, like, and Chris is 130. So, that's close enough for him. He don't care. He's like, bring it. There were no other females registered. But then right before we started the podcast, I got an email that said that they're canceling it.
Shocker.
Yeah, like I was really surprised, kind of, because
I thought it was kind of stupid of them to continue on, like, and not, you know what I mean? Like, not address the elephant.
Well, I'm going to have to read it to you. Like, I don't understand making the tournament if you're not, like, fully aware of, like, what the rules are, so, like, what's the other one that's happening in Tennessee that same weekend, the 26th, the 27th? Bigfoot?
The Bigfoot?
Yeah, so, like, they have their tournament going on that same day, too. Mm-hmm. Adam's already signed up for that, but, like, what happened to Good Fight, which Bigfoot might not have the problem, is it says because the non-contact sport restrictions in Tennessee, which I didn't know they had that, will stay in place until June 30th, the venue will not rent to us to host. So,
well, I do know in Tennessee, their governor gave it up to. So I've been training in Tennessee a lot,
right?
And the rules have not been set out like in Kentucky. It's by like the whole state is on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, it's not like that. So when I went to Knoxville, they have different rules than they do like in Chattanooga or in Nashville. Like all those, they let their mayors decide what they're doing.
They should.
I think that's
sort
important because you could have a different number of COVID, whatever your statistics are. The state is too big to, like Emily Prince was on here saying they had one person in the whole city of Carrollton that had Corona. Those people never really leave Carrollton. So, like, why should they be closed? Like,
yeah.
I mean, but I think that they had it right by doing it by the city.
Because
they all have different restrictions. And I think Gatlinburg, actually, I went to a wedding there like a few weeks ago. And they wouldn't allow everyone in the venue either. Like, people had to wait outside, and they're really weird about the capacity and how many people are going in places. So that doesn't shock me about that part.
In Gatlinburg, it's like a tourist place.
Yeah.
So they are getting a lot of people from different states. So, I mean, I kind of get it, but like I was kind of getting myself amped up. Like I started like eating better and not trying to drink, margaritas every other day to like drink my sorrows away. And I'm like, man, I'm starting to feel good again. Like my push-ups are feeling good. And then it was like, so, I mean, that was kind of disappointing.
On that same day as those tournaments, I'm going down to Florida to work Star-Lord Josh's the Absolute. I think it's 16-man bracket. So
yeah, no.
He's supposed to be teaching me the ropes about streaming and all those good things. So that way when I run the tournament in August, it can go smoothly. Because we were going to use someone else to stream our tournament. And I was like, you know what? This is a skill I need to learn. And as long as I can get the stuff to do it, then I can stream this on my own.
Right.
And so I'm going to take that big leap and see what we can do. I mean, obviously with help of lots of other people.
So obviously we haven't talked about it on here. So why don't you tell people what you're talking about if they don't already know?
So I am starting a women's submission series, basically, just a tournament series. I still have a lot to work on. That's why, like, some of it I have not publicly spoken about.
Mm-hmm.
But I have narrowed it down. I have 2 8-woman brackets right now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the 121 pound and under bracket is looking mighty, like, fierce. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's some good girls in that bracket, and I'm really excited to see how that plays out.
Who are you
But
most excited about on that one?
so this bracket has, let's see, it's obviously it's got Alex from Gomez's gym. It's got
Mm-hmm.
Gina Gooden. Um, there's a girl in here. I think I want to say her name is pronounced Nakia
Yeah.
Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
She's good. She's in that bracket. There's a girl named Kara that trains with Josh down there in Florida. She's super legit. I've seen her compete before. Lacey Nelson, that's from up there. She trains with the Clearmans a lot. She
Mm-hmm.
competes a lot. I see her all the time. It's pretty stacked. I saved some room for Linda in case Linda wants to do it. For
She's
now, I know
got
she's hurt.
yeah, she's got a leg injury that's been hurting her for a little. Well, she's just trying to let it heal 100%.
Yeah.
Which I told her, I
So
said, people drop. Go, sorry, I told her people drop out all the time. So if she felt better by August, she
well,
can always kind of be an
yeah. So I
alternate.
have 2 people for the 8th spot in there, and it's Linda and another girl who's still on the border too. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully between the 2 of them, one of them will be able to compete that day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it should be. I'm looking forward to it.
How
I'll.
is Gina? How is Gina going to compete when she's fighting in Invicta?
She said she's fighting July. She's fighting July 2nd. It's August 15th.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, cause for some reason
Because
I
that's
thought
still like a month and a half after the fight.
so I was thinking that she was going to compete at the end of June for you and fight in July. And I was like, I don't think Invicta will let her do that.
No, the tournament's not till August. That's why I said I kept Linda on the list too.
Yeah, that's so
Because
funny.
I mean that's like 2 months away. So hopefully
Yeah.
there's time for things to work themselves out. And
Yeah. Linda's been beat up a lot. Like even though she's won some fights, like she's still been. I mean, you remember that fight? She got the huge gash,
yeah,
and then she fought like 2 months later or something.
she's in
A lot of
April.
people, don't know she almost lost her tooth
Yeah.
because in training camp for that first fight, it got knocked loose, and she's been battling getting it to like stay.
Yeah.
And so right now this break has almost kind of been good for her because she take like that last fight she had, it got knocked loose again,
Yeah.
and
And
so
she's
she's
one
like,
of those people that's hard to sit down. Like, you
yeah,
almost have to physically hold her down,
yeah,
or she won't do it.
yeah. Which is kind of funny, but yeah, I'm really excited. Like I trained with Gina recently,
I'm so
and
excited to see her fight. I love
I
her.
like Gina a lot, and I like getting to train with her because we're close to the like. It's kind of funny because like Linda's like one weight class below her, and then I'm like one weight class above her. So like when we train together, it's kind of neat. Um, and she's a purple belt, highly skilled, obviously, which is close. So she's really fun for me to train with because she's also very strong. But then, I was getting all pumped up, and she was telling me that that Invicta had called her, and they were talking to her about fighting. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. You'll be in fight camp. So I was kind of like, that'll be fun for somebody that like I'm friends with to be in fight camp, because when somebody else is in fight camp and you participate, you get all amped up with them.
Mhm.
And then I looked at the card, and she's fighting a girl from a 10th Planet school. So I'm like, I can't really train with her in her fight camp. It would be like a conflict of interest, which really bums
Um,
me out.
I trained with her. We kind of did like a little mini Like, we went to 2 places and trained. We had fun
Mm-hmm.
doing jiu-jitsu in Nashville. She's super cool. I just
Yeah,
love her. Like, she's
I
a
do too.
good. I like to think that, like, although we're all at our separate gyms and everything, there's like a group of like us, like Kentucky women MMA fighters that are like, our own little team within the teams.
I mean, like I'm very
So it's
much
cool
about
to
home
root
about
each other on.
yeah, I'm very much about home team. Like if you're from Kentucky, I'm like, yes, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Because I love to see people from Kentucky do well because for me it feels like a lot of people like around the nation really discount us. Like they just
Mhm.
kind of they don't really know Kentucky. They think that everybody's kind of like we've been places where people are like they have martial arts in Kentucky, you
That's
know.
how. Yeah, I mean, I totally felt that way when we went to back at Nogi Worlds in December. All of us Kentucky, like we called ourselves Team Kentucky, literally, because it was like me, Michelle, the Haddads from Core or whatever, and then Gomez when Jacob was training there, and then
Hmm.
there was some guys from Derby City, and we were literally just going out to eat together and like hanging out together. Although we all came from different gyms, we were calling ourselves Team Kentucky, and we all medaled, almost all of us, and so we were like, we're legit. Like
Yeah.
Kentuckians
Well,
are legit people.
and like Linda is kind of a transplant. Like she's not like a real Kentucky native because she's from Connecticut, but they've lived here forever. But her being my teammate and stuff too, like she really gets a sense of like Team Kentucky, and like
Yeah,
when Alex we're talking about Alex. When Alex goes and fights, like Alex will come down and participate in Linda's fight camp, or Linda will
yeah.
go participate, and like we're different teams, but we still, cross train together. And it really feels like the girls here kind of help each other out. I really
That
like that.
I tried to explain that to someone in Tennessee. They were like assuming that me and Gina were from the same gym, and I
Hmm.
was like, no, but like we're from Kentucky. Like we just hang
Not,
out and train together. And they were
you're
like,
not
so
even
you
the,
all.
not even the same affiliation.
We used to be.
Yeah.
We did used to be the same affiliation. That's kind of how me and Gina became like friends in the first place, I think, was
Hmm.
because Phil and Scott were like really good friends. So we trained together a lot through there.
Yeah.
But they're like, so you don't train with each other regularly? I'm like, no, we just meet up to train because we're homies. Like that's what we do in Kentucky. Like, I don't know. But it's weird because it seems to be a lot different than what other I've noticed that the people in Tennessee, like you are at your gym, and that's kind of
Your place.
your
Not very.
place. But it's for us women here, we kind of like we'll go help each other no matter what they have going on. The
Um,
heavier bracket of the tournament I'm doing, there's actually hold on, let me look at this. Let me turn the page so I can tell you
you're
who's
fine.
in that bracket.
You're fine. But no, the girl that she's fighting anyway is from a gym down in Jacksonville, and we're pretty friendly with those guys because like we have people who go down to Florida, and like they always let our people come train.
Whose gym
And
is that down there?
Brian Brown,
Okay,
um,
yeah, I know the name. I know some people
yeah,
down there.
he did that last big event with Josh Leduc.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was the one who did that with him. So like we've had like 3 or 4 people go down there to like his area, and like he lets them come train for free. So we have a good relationship with them. So it would just be really like awkward. And Gina's not even asked me, but it would be really awkward to like have Gina come train with me, knowing that she's fighting somebody from
Yeah.
our friend and our affiliation. Like affiliation aside, like we are friendly with them. Um, I think for like I said, Gina's not asked, but I think it would be kind of both ways. Like Gina wouldn't know if I'm training with her and telling them stuff, and
Yeah.
then they wouldn't know if I'm training with her and trying to, So it's just, like I said, she hasn't asked me, but like I was kind of like, okay, so. But oh well,
Yeah.
I'm excited for. I mean, I'm still excited for Gina to be on Invicta again because she's an
Yeah.
awesome fighter.
She's
But
a
anyways, go
great
ahead and
fighter.
tell me your next bracket.
So the next bracket is the 122 to 145 pounds. This bracket
Mm-hmm.
has girls. There's 2 girls on there from Gomez's gym. Uh, I've actually competed against both Sydney
Mm-hmm.
and Danielle. And
Mm-hmm.
then there is a girl from Fishers up in Indiana. There's a girl from Alabama named Mary. There is a girl from Ohio named Lauren. And then there's Samantha Vulcanhouse. Have you ever seen her compete? She's pretty good. She's actually really good. Sometimes I'm like, but she travels around a lot of places and competes. Just I'll just see her everywhere. Like I don't honestly don't know where she's from. Like she's just literally everywhere competing. Um, and there's a couple girls in there from Tennessee that I don't really know that well.
Gotcha.
So on in both brackets, I think I have girls from 7 states
Mm-hmm.
altogether. So it's pretty wide variety of people and affiliations. And we're doing ADCC rules, and all submissions are legal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as blue and purple belts, we don't get to compete under those rules a lot. So it'll be fun for people. The number one complaint about most tournaments is that you can't do this, you can't do that. So I'm like, fuck it, do everything. As long
I
as
mean, if you're
you know the
competing
rules when
from,
you're signing up. So
yeah, when you're competing for money too, you know, and you're entering more of that pro realm,
mm-hmm.
why not? If you're good enough
Yeah,
to kind of compete on that pro circuit, like you should be kind of going open rules,
and
in
that's
my
why I was
opinion.
saying like I didn't say high level blue belt, but obviously if I'm mixing blues and purples together, like you should be well equipped to deal with stuff. So I'm getting really excited for it and hoping. I know that Josh has put on some really cool stuff with Zapateros and everything. So I'm looking forward to going down there at the end of June and seeing how he does things and stuff, so I can
Mm-hmm.
make this a really legit experience
Mm-hmm.
and have it go really well.
Gotcha.
But I don't know what we're gonna do. We're trying to sell tickets right now, but we're still keeping it kind of limited because we don't know how the COVID rules will be in Knoxville. So we're keeping it limited to like what the capacity is for the event center.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but obviously it can fit a lot more people than what they're saying capacity is. So if it opens up and we're allowed to have bigger gatherings, then we'll let more people come. But it will be streamed for free, and people can
What's
watch.
the entry fee?
For competitors, I'm charging $35,
Gotcha.
and it's a
Gotcha.
$650 payout. So some of the money that is that or that's getting paid out is actually coming from a sponsor.
Gotcha.
So
Well, that's cool.
yeah, I'm really excited. You gonna do commentary?
Well, we had talked about it, but like you're kind of working things out. But if it all works out for
I just don't
everything,
know
I
the streaming service.
yeah,
That's the number one thing. I know we're gonna have it streamed and we'll need commentary, but I
right.
don't right now. I don't know which way we're going with
Mm-hmm.
it. I have to go down there and see how Josh is doing things and the equipment, and if he's gonna come up for. I'm assuming he's coming up because he has a girl competing, like
Yeah.
that trains at his school. So I know he's gonna come up, but I just gotta see like what all we would need and make sure that the internet in the place that we're doing it is gonna be fast enough to keep up with streaming live, because I know that's a huge problem when it comes to streaming things live is you don't want to
Yeah.
lag. So there's a lot of little kinks that I'm trying to get through right now, but hopefully we'll have it worked out and it'll be fine.
Gotcha. We had an in-house tournament that we were supposed to get going, and with the way Kentucky's kind of dragging ass, we're not really even sure when that's going to
Dude,
be
your
able to be
tournament's gonna be
rescheduled.
next year.
I know. Jeez.
I mean, at
I
this
know.
rate, like,
I mean, like I said, I've been training. I've been training like either with my son or like when I'm training. It's just, fuck.
I was thinking about adding a super fight in there, but I don't
Uh-huh.
know, like, I don't know what a good entertaining, like, I don't know what people want to see. Like,
I don't know.
you know what I mean? Because I don't want to
Yeah.
add a super fight and people be like, this is a super, like, if I want it, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. But it was easy for me to find Tori Applegate, Sean Applegate's wife, she was
Yes.
writing me about if I was going to have brown belts. And I was like, well, I don't know that many. I know so many blue and purple belts. Like, this was a good opening thing for me to do because I filled these 2 brackets up so fast with, like, really good, legit competitors. I mean, there's, like, a good array of people. And I was like, if I did a brown belt 8-person bracket, I don't know how many people I would know to do it.
Well, I mean, you got to start somewhere, and you can't make
Yeah.
everybody happy, and you can't appease just for the sake of appeasement. Like if this will be successful, then based off of that, then you might on the next one get more brown belts interested.
Yeah. That's
Like,
what I'm hoping for. If this goes
but
really well, then it can just
yeah,
move
that
forward.
makes sense. That makes sense.
It is just a little bit stressful.
Well, it
I'm
sounds like
going
it's
on
going to be
Kelly
exciting.
Patrick's show tonight.
Oh Lord, I
I've
talked to
never been on.
him. Really?
Never.
I think I've been on 3 times, maybe. Like I did it recently because he was asking for like updates about everybody's gym and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was on there recently, but then like Scott and I went and did part of his podcast, and then Linda and I have went and done his podcast. So like he's kind of funny because like he kind of looks at you and like asks a question.
So is it weird?
No, it's just kind of funny because like I said, it's like sometimes like he'll ask a question and it's like I get this feeling that like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to change directions. It's kind of awkward, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like he's pretty easy to talk to, like, but he's pretty concise, if that makes sense. Like I will ramble and go on about stuff, or like I will let somebody ramble and go on about stuff. Like I don't really lead anybody into anything like I want them to talk about. But like I talk, like when we get together, we talk a lot. But like he's pretty concise, and like it feels like he's got a plan, and we're gonna stick to it. And so if you get too far
Yeah.
off track, you'll kind of you'll definitely make your way back to what he planned.
I'm gonna be on there with Brandon Bishop and Ben Fowler.
Gotcha. Because Brandon, I think he does Louisville Combat Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
And
Me and Ben train together, or not? Me and Ben just hang out. We're friends. We're really good friends. So I think that's why we're doing it together. But it should be fun.
I don't really know him or really anything about him. The only thing that I've really ever seen about him was when he fought.
Derek Overstreet.
Yes, like that's really the first time I'd really ever heard of him. Oh
Alexa,
shit!
turn off. Alexa, turn off. Hold on. Let me unplug her. She's annoying me.
Oh, you're good. We've
But
actually
yeah.
already. Go ahead.
So I don't know what we're gonna talk about exactly, but I'm hoping Gomez actually invited me on the open mat chat.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm like, what is up with all of you wanting to talk to me now? I don't know, but a couple of his girls are doing the tournament I'm putting on, so I think that's why he's we're gonna promote it a little bit and talk about the tournament. Because when I was coming up with rules, I didn't know if I wanted to do EBI or ADCC. And so I was kind of chit-chatting with Gomez in deciding which route to go.
So the problem with the EBI rules, for me, is that when coaches or referees don't really pay attention to the rules, it kind of fucks it up.
What do you mean?
So, like, if like you don't, because it's like a 8-minute match, and then you go into the EBI overtime rounds, which is you can either start from the back or from arm spider web. Well, they don't allow spider web position anymore, but like the arm bar. So like it's pretty specific as to what being out and escape is. And if you don't have like like coaches will sometimes argue that they were out when they're not out, or like if you don't have a referee who's like very good at or like knowledgeable about EBI rules, it can kind of fuck it up. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know, it's if you are in back, like you have the back, and someone is trying to escape and their shoulders are on the mat, like technically they're escaped. But if like their shoulders get to the mat, but you immediately transition to like a head and arm triangle, like if you immediately transition into submission, even though it's not on the back, the match still goes on. And so, you know, it's like making sure that the person's paying attention, that they know the rules, that they don't stop something
Yeah.
that's not supposed to be. So, like sometimes that can be like the hard part, I think.
Yeah.
But
I thought I had my refs picked out, but I haven't yet. So I'm
mm-hmm,
open to some suggestions because we did change the rule set to ADCC.
mm-hmm.
Um, so
Which
I'm
is
open to you inboxing me some suggestions. We're gonna pay the refs or whatever. But I want someone who knows the rules and can like like what word am I looking for? That can execute. That can like do it, you know, and like show that they know the rules and be confident in their decision making as a ref too. You know,
mm-hmm.
like be fair about it.
I think the thing that people like about the ADCC rules is because it's kind of split. It's like there's no points, and you get to wrestle for that submission, especially early on when you're feeling the most energetic. And
Mm-hmm.
then at the last half of the match, you start wrestling for points, which, you know, that's kind of nice because if you didn't get that submission in the first, 3 to 4 minutes,
Yeah, you can work.
then you can work, then you can, like, you know, then it's like, okay, I didn't get the sub. Let me slow down. And it's also kind of nice to see people like have to switch gears.
Uh huh. You're frozen.
That's messing. Hello?
Yeah, you froze for a second. What did you say?
Yeah, I know. It's all right. Sorry. When my microwave is too powerful, and if like somebody uses it and they're not thinking about it, it messes up my internet. The thing I like about it is because you have to switch gears.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when I am being competitive, so if it's like submission only, then there's some shit I throw out the window, and I don't
Yeah,
care.
wrestling sometimes and all that.
Yeah, like I don't care about some of this shit now. Like I'm just trying to submit you. When there's points, my game is much different.
Same.
So it's like it gives you the opportunity to do both. It gives you that first opportunity just to say fuck the world and go for it. But then after, you know, the times kind of went up, it's like, okay, like this obviously isn't working. It's time to go to
Some
another
more
rule set. So that's
strategy
why
comes in. I think some more strategy comes into play.
yeah.
You know, and obviously coaching, and then I think more what you practice will come into play too, like things that you drill and all that
Yeah.
good stuff. I'm looking forward to it, but also looking for some refs that I feel like people will be happy with because that can be a big deal. And as far as the tournament goes, making sure you got people that are fair and know their
Is
shit.
is Brittany Bays gonna do it?
I had asked her, and you know, I have that spot open. She didn't write me back when I asked her about it, but she like liked some of the things that I posted. I don't know if she's watching this. Like, Brittany, hey, do you want to do it? Aren't you under 121 pounds? But yeah, I mean, it'd be good for her. I don't
You
know
know,
if
for
she.
a blue belt, yeah, for a blue belt, her leg lock game is entries
I
of
wonder
fire.
why.
Um,
Yeah, I can't type and do this. Tag her on the. Can you tag her?
let me see.
I can't do it while I'm like talking because I'm on my phone.
I'll have to do
But
it from my phone.
yeah, I have 6 for sure's in that weight class, 2 maybes. So there'd be a spot open for her if she wanted to just go ahead and take one of those spots.
I also tagged Julia Salata.
She's above 122 though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I already have that bracket filled, which is
Okay. Because
crazy.
I was hoping that she might get in on it when I tagged her, because she just got her blue belt, but she consistently beats like purples and browns,
Mm-hmm.
um, because she's I mean she's like an Olympian, so
Yeah. That
I
was
would really like to.
insane how fast this bracket, like how many people I got. And I kind of started to want to be picky about it. But then, like, when
Hmm.
I thought about it, I was like, I'm not, like, with blue and purple belt, these people, like, it's not like a brown and black belt where you can kind of, like, they've done these tournaments where you can see exactly all the people they've beat and, like, what they've done. But it's really hard to get someone's resume, and like make sure things are legit. So like I don't want to be the bitch that's like, well, your resume is not good enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about it better next time and maybe do an invite first and like invite the people I want to have. And then
Hmm.
if I don't have the spaces filled, then I'll start taking everybody. Um, but you live and you learn, right?
You
So
could get I think they're around the same weight because they're both pretty small. You could get Alana and Tori Applegate as a special match.
that I kind of like that.
I just was
I
thinking
kind of
about
like
that.
that matchup actually. Huh. That's a good one.
They're both like at the 120, right?
Yeah,
115, 120.
I think they are about the same weight. I'm gonna have to get on that. Actually,
Yeah,
that sounds really good.
there you go.
Come on, who else, Gina? Let's do some. Let's do some matchmaking.
I really don't know a lot of upper belts that compete a lot, to be honest with you.
I
Um,
honestly don't know either, and that's where I found like a hard time thinking about doing some like um
I mean,
special matches.
even those two girls are 2 states apart. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
not easy. Like we're talking about one of them coming all the way up from Ohio down to Tennessee, passing through Kentucky, and then we're talking about I don't even
she's
know
in
where Tori
Atlanta.
is.
Tori's in
Okay, yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah. So she's having to pass through multiple states as well. So I mean,
But
it's
they're
so
honestly both about equal. But Tennessee's a good spot if they were ever to match up to get together because they're
yeah,
of where its location is. But that's a
yeah.
good thought.
So like I don't like it. That's what's so hard about it. Talking about like the upper belts is because I mean the one matchup that I can think of. Wow, like if they would both do
Yeah,
it,
they're
if they're both
already
ready,
apart.
they're already so far apart. And like I wouldn't even have thought of Tori on my own if you hadn't been talking about her. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't know a lot about Tennessee Jiu-Jitsu. Um, really, the only like people who are pretty strictly Jiu-Jitsu that like I know of is like there's like that team Sean Hammonds.
Yeah, Nicole
He's
Stoller's there, and
right. He's down in Nashville,
yeah,
and that
Sean's Nashville.
that's still like 4 hours away, isn't it, from Knoxville?
It's about 2.5.
Like I'm just saying, Tennessee's a pretty long state. It's like Paducah from
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
two and
Like
a half is
Paducah's
three
like
hours.
so then there's them, and then there's some schools down there by them, but then there's shit. It was like that Laban Props has got his what is his affiliation? He's got that little girl. She's like
Oh,
17.
she wrote me. Is her name Olivia?
Yes,
She
I'm trying to
wrote
think.
me.
I'm trying to think of his affiliation though. It's like it's legit. It's fuck. What is the name of it?
She did write me though, and
Lucas Lepre.
I have her as an alternate
Okay, like she's
for
good.
my. She's my alternate for the 121 to 145 because she lives in Knoxville or close to it. So
Okay,
since she's in Knoxville, it's not like she has to travel. Like that way, if it's like 2 weeks and someone says they can't do it, I can be like, hey, like your game, right? Because you live here. So she
Yeah.
said that was cool with her because she hit me up like this morning. And I had just
Yeah.
filled the last spot. But there is 2 girls on my list that, like, obviously right now, like, they're game for it. They're giving me money for it. But, like, shit happens, and it's not even June 15th yet, and the tournament's not till August 15th. So I'm giving myself a little bit of room for, I'm keeping some alternates around just in case.
I've seen her compete, and then Chris, my son, competed against her.
How's that?
They went to EBI overtime rounds. She has a really good De La Hiva guard, and he, most of the match was spent with him trying to pass her guard, and then when the time went out, I think he tapped. What'd you tap her out with? I think in the EBI overtime rounds, he like tapped her out with an armbar or something. I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, but
That's
she's
awesome of her to stick it out with Chris is a lot.
I think Linda might be watching. I think that her and Linda had a match against each other, and I think maybe Linda won by like a point, or maybe that girl won by a point. I don't know, but like I think Linda's went against her too. I just can't remember who won, but I'm pretty sure it was by points.
That's impressive though.
But she's legit. If you have a spot for her, she'll be good. She'll be a good one. I've seen her compete.
I'm really excited, and so
although I bet she won't do leg locks though. I don't know. Do they know it's open rules? Like I think she's under 18.
Oh no, I
don't know.
I told her ADCC all subs legal.
Okay, well maybe she will. Maybe she because for me personally, like Chris is 16 and he trains leg locks all the time, but like I won't let him do them in competition.
Yeah.
So.
I'll have to so as it gets closer, I'll have to send you. We got most everybody has sent me. Man, I feel so bad for promoters now because I ask people for headshots and the photos these people are sending of themselves. I'm just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Like, I'm supposed to try to make a poster out of this? Like, this is a mirror selfie. Like, I cannot. Like, no. Like, let's be real.
I've seen them.
I'm just like, and I don't know how to say it. Like, I'm not saying this is a bad picture of you, but I need something else.
I need a more high quality resolution photo.
Yes. I'm just like, I'm putting this, like, what I'm trying to do is create, like, since there's 8 women, like, almost like, just like little square photos of each, like, so we can share it on one poster. But the photos are, I'm just going to have to resend out a mass message and be like, hey, this is the kind of photo I need. But
I mean, some people just don't. They don't have
once we get the list of competitors, I'd like to have some of them on the podcast. As we get closer and just kind of talk to all of them about, especially the ones I don't really personally know, to talk to them about their style and what they've been doing and stuff like that. I think that would be cool. Sheesh.
It'd be good. It'd be fun.
Is Jesse coming on here?
I don't think so. Okay. But anyways, I'm ready to go if you're ready to go. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm going to go get my AC fixed.
All right. Anyways, guys, find Danny. Tell them where to find you on social media.
Danny M. California on Instagram and just my name on Facebook. You can also find the event page for the tournament. It is called the Artemis Women's Submission Series, and the event is on there as well.
Submissive.
Yeah, right. That's got weird.
Oh my goodness. All right. So my name's Gina Elliott. Find me at Gina E10P on all social media platforms. See you guys.
Bye.